Good afternoon, this is Brian Split with Allendale here for your closing commentary on Monday, August 1st, 2011. And we did have some positive settlements today for the grains, and that was amidst a high level of volatility in all of the markets today with everything going on in the debt ceiling votes in Washington. But as far as last trade here, September corn up 15 3/4 cents today at 6.81 1/4. The December contract was up 17 at 6.85 3/4. On soybeans, September was up 4 3/4 at 13.53 1/4, while the November contract was up 4 3/4 at 13.62. On the wheat market, we did have positive trade as well. December Chicago up a nickel at 7.20 3/4. December Kansas City wheat up 4 1/4 at 7.97 1/4, and September Minneapolis wheat up 3 1/2 at 8.34 1/4. As far as fund activity today, with the higher trade, we did see the funds buying. Funds did buy 13,000 contracts of corn, 4,000 soybeans, and 3,000 of the wheat. But in reality, over the past several weeks, the markets have been in more of a sideways range for the grains, and the funds really have been trading back and forth with themselves. If you look at what the fund activity has been in the last 6 trading sessions, today they bought 13,000. On Friday, they sold 14,000. On Thursday, they sold 7,000. Last Wednesday, they bought 7,000. Last Tuesday, they bought 11,000, and last Monday they sold 10,000. So back and forth, they're buying one day and selling the next, and it seems to be that they're playing the ranges as well. So if you look at where we were last week for December corn, 665 1/2 was last week's low, 693 was last week's high. On the beans, 1351 1/2 was the low for November last week. 1394 1/2 was the high. And on Chicago December wheat, 711 was the low, and 754 3/4 was the high. And that pretty much is about the range that these markets have been in for the most part in the past two weeks here since that July 12th report. So it may take some more information from the USDA. We're going to have a report next Thursday. It is expected to give us a revision for corn yield and acres. May take some more concrete yield reports from the fields to get this market active, but Allendale does feel that some permanent yield damage was done with the heat, and there is the potential, if the USDA does reduce yield to where the market feels it could be, we could still see some higher highs yet. But again, ask yourself that at these levels and the amount of profit that you're making on a per acre basis, is it worth the risk of looking for that bigger pile of cash down the road when you've got a nice big one sitting right in front of you? So with the other outside markets, looking at the meats here, we did have positive trade there as well. August hogs up about 30 points at 103.07 in the extended Globex trade. October up 85 at 93.25. We've got record wholesale pork and higher cash hogs last week being supportive to the futures trade. Hot weather has slowed the marketings, and we had the general supportive mindset early in the day today that was also supportive to the hog markets. But we do feel that a high will be seen in the near term, and look to the charts accordingly there. The cattle market up 65 in August at 113.27. October up 60 at 117.92. Cash did trade 108 to 108.50 last week, and it is expected to be steady to lightly higher this week. We've got contaminated Japanese beef is keeping the export hopes firm to export further beef to Japan, and we do have about a $4.50 premium in the October to the August contract that might have some of these feedlots hold the cattle looking for higher prices yet to come. As far as outside market activity, the Dow down about 20 points, and that's at about 1268. Now, 12,280 was the high, 11,941 was the session's low, so you can see that we had a very big range today, and that has everything to do with the vote in Washington. Crude down about 55 cents coming into this recording at 95.15. We had a high today of 98.60, a low of 93.42. So over a $5 range today in crude oil. I want to make a note that today's low was at the long-term uptrend on the continuous chart, and that should serve as some good support here in the short term. Move below that, we could very well retest some of the lows we had in the previous weeks down around $90 a barrel. But if the market looks supportive over the next few days, we could very well retest resistance up at $100 a barrel. And again, that's another market that's been trading well within a very defined range. Gold and silver down today with the idea that some of the dealings may be made in Washington. Some of that safe haven play was coming off the table. Gold down about $7.50, currently at $16.21. Had a low of $16.07 with a high of $16.32. So again, a volatile trade there. Silver with almost a dollar range today, down about 78 cents, currently at $39.33, with a low of $39.04 and a high up of $40.07. So again, these markets are having a hard time deciding which way to go, and we're seeing a high level of volatility on lower volume because of that. And last but not least, the dollar index up about 41 points at 74.45, and about a dollar range in the index today. 74.74 was the high, 73.75 was the low. A close above that 74.75 area in the next day or two could look supportive as a close above today's high, and also a close above the most recent uptrend that we had violated 2 weeks ago. But big picture, this dollar is still well within a very sideways range at the lower end of that range. And that's your recap for the trade today. If you have any questions at all, please give us a call at 1-800-2-MARKET. That's 1-800-262-7538. You can also look us up online at www.allendale-inc.com. Good luck trading the rest of the week. Thank you.